So yeah, so first thing is that logging to the AWS console. So for that we must have to register with AWS. I don't know, there is some problem to log in. Yeah, it will come. Yeah, so just I'm going with that design part. So basically, what exactly I'm trying to say that in the AWS services, mainly we need to more focus on that how your design will look like. Means like what kind of services you are going to use. So that is the main thing. So if you will talk about that Kinesis or any kind of service, then like uh, what how many services and which way it is going to interact it, so that is the main part. And let me open. Okay, I'm not able to hide it. Okay, leave it. So just we will start with that our producers. So producers are basically a data source which is generating the huge amount of data in the millions basically. So when we are talking about that like time series data or any real time data, for an example like that freeze TV mobile, that Ola cabs, these are just continuously generating the data. So basically these are the, like the producer. And now thing is like that how we are consuming the data, and how we are processing it, how we are analyzing it. This one is the all about that. So uh, here this left hand side part is like outside of the world, and right hand side is the part of the AWS cloud. So I will just select that this is my cloud. So yes, right hand side part is basically cloud. And now thing is like that when you are getting huge amount of data, then real time how you can do the analysis, or how you can save the data in such a way like you can analyze it later. But in the cloud, the main part is like that the scalability, where like if suppose data is increasing, your services are also providing that kind of capabilities to consume the data. So there are the multiple services in AWS. So few of them like Kinesis, and we are having the other services as well like Kinesis, Pharos, Stream, and but main thing here is like that how you are sending the data to the Kinesis basically. So let me take the Kinesis from here.
Naresh, can you mute? I think there is some background noise.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, so here is the Kinesis basically. Kinesis is not only for your binary data or like text data. It's like that any kind of data, video streaming, audio streaming. పార్లమెంట్ శీతాకాల సమావేశాలను తెరాస బహిష్కరించింది. యాసంగిలో ధాన్యం కొనుగోలు అంశంపై కేంద్రం స్పష్టత ఇవ్వాలంటూ పార్లమెంట్ ఉభయ సభల్లో వారం రోజులుగా తెరాస ఎంపీలు ఆందోళన చేశారు. ఎంతగా
This
ఆందోళన
time, Kavya.
Okay, I'm just muting. I'm trying to mute. Okay, yeah. So, yes, like Kinesis services, uh, basically AWS provide the scalability here. So, for an example, for an on-prem, I have provisioned one service which can consume the data, but suppose I have just provided like 100 GB RAM, but suppose this producer has been increased, so it is increased multiple times. So in that time, I need to again increase my infrastructure, and that is not possible in the real time. So what exactly AWS does? AWS do the auto scaling in such a way like that even the million records are coming per hour or like 30 minutes or something like that, it will do the auto scaling continuously. So we no need to worry about the auto scaling. That is the main feature of the AWS cloud and these services. So now these are sending the data to the Kinesis. So it could be like here I can say like it is my audio data, and this is my video data. and this one my text data. So various kind of data you can process using the Kinesis here, but it is not like you are having a single stream. You can have the multiple stream here. So this is Kinesis 1. I will put it separate here, and then I will provide one more stream separate here. So now you can see like that. Okay, my audio data will go to my separate stream. My text data will go to the separate stream, and my audio data will go to the separate stream. So this way you can achieve here. And now I will just say like that. Okay, I am having one more outer world here where like people are watching TV basically here. So here I will just say like give me 1 minute. Yeah, so here someone is watching. So we can also feed the data directly through the internet, and here they can see the live data, and this live data you can add the audio on it. You can add the like subscript, superscript, or any kind of the advertisement in it. You can join the Kinesis stream here, and you can make a single stream, and you can push it to the endpoint. So basically here we can have the multiple things, like we are having the internet gateway and other things which I am not capturing here. So basically I'm just trying to say like that the use of such kind of services, how we can think in the broader level. So here like someone is watching TV, so you can go for such kind of architecture. However, we need multiple layer here for the security and other things. That is true. So but I'm just saying like that in the high level how it looks like. I'm just going to my, so till here I think it is clear, correct? Is there any question here, like any question here? Hello?
Somebody asked a question in chat.
Chat window.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm not able to hide this one. Okay, leave it. I'm not able to hide it. Yeah, that is a very good question basically. So Kinesis is not replacement of the Kafka first of all. The reason is that Kafka is basically can stream the multiple amount of data, but thing is like that if you are talking about the video streaming, audio streaming, and joining the data, you can also do it through the Kafka, you can also do it through the Kinesis. But think about that, if suppose you are using Kafka and now my producer has been increased multiple fold, then you need to increase your partition, you need to increase your shard, you need to do the auto scaling by yourself. But here Kinesis is saying that okay, you no need to worry about that, I will take care. That you can think about that the Kinesis is the advanced version of such kind of Kafka broker basically. But it is replacement. The reason is that sometimes we build a design in such a way like that it will be cloud and on-prem agnostic. So in that condition, generally we use the Kafka. But when we are thinking about that very enriched services where like I need to go for auto scaling, we need to go for that high availability and other things, then definitely we don't use Kafka there. But it is we can never say like that it is a replacement of Kafka. Yeah.
So what is an AWS managed Kafka?
Sorry. Come again. Sorry.
AWS managed Kafka. So they are doing auto scaling for that.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So main thing is that when we talk about that the managed Kafka, so they are not having exact means like replacement of Kafka, but they are having a multiple divided services. For an example, SQS. SQS is like it is a queuing mechanism, and it can handle the million number of requests, and pay-as-go model and very cheap. It's completely serverless. Then they are having MQ as well. You can provision the MQ, but there is no any exact replacement of Kafka in AWS.
So two questions, right? how about from the retention point of view? The data retention is better in Kafka or Kinesis can actually configure?
Yeah, so yeah, yeah. So retention policy is basically uh, so AWS says like that you can save the data for 7 days, minimum 7 days. You can sorry, max 7 days. You can keep the data in Kinesis, but uh, means like if suppose you are thinking like that, okay, I need the data for more than 7 days, then definitely you need to save this data somewhere. So let me move here this part. And now suppose you want to save the data, then there are the multiple options provided by the Kinesis. Uh, just for example, let me check with Firehouse. Okay, it's already there. So just think like that. The stream is coming from here, and stream can be consumed by the multiple consumer. But suppose you are not consuming, you are directly sending it to the Kafka. Then Kafka is one more managed services by the AWS. Uh, yeah, so let me go for one
Guys,
more
can we go on
question.
mute if we are not speaking? That would help.
Ilias, yeah, muted.
Yeah, so here you can just connect your Kinesis with the Firehose, and Firehose will directly pump the data to your S3 basically. So now, if you talk about how many days my data will retain, so it depends upon that your S3 for how much long you want.
What policy we configure on S3, correct.
Yeah.
But do we need a Kafka a Firehouse to put data stream into the S3, or I can directly connect my Kinesis to the S3 actually?
Yeah, so thing is like that
Mm.
you cannot directly configure. It's a fire hose basically. Give me 1 minute. Yeah.
Hi, this is Senthil.
Yeah.
What is the use of this Firehose? Firehose is a streaming tool, or it is a queue, or it is a processing tool?
It's kind of a queue basically. Thing is like that. Suppose you are having the multiple streams are coming. You are not keep on writing into the S3. You are aggregating the batch here inside that firehose, and then after that you are writing. So it firehose never does continuous writing into the S3. Instead, it like work on the batches, and then it in the bulk it goes and it write there into the S3. And that suppose means like I want to okay, there was one more question before that. Let me complete that one as well. Give me one moment only. Yes, there was one more question that without Firehose, can I write into my S3? So yes, there is a one more design. I'm just keeping it here. So here I am going with the Lambda, and Lambda is my consumer now. So here you can see that you are having the multiple type of consumer. One is like Firehose, one is Lambda. The advantage of Firehose is that you are not writing a single code. You are just saying that Kinesis, okay, I'm configuring my Firehose so that you can write to my S3 as well as you
Hello.
can, yeah, hello.
Prashant, bro.
Yeah,
Avinash.
hi. Yeah, we just
Please
started.
explain once again. I have joined some late.
Okay, no problem. We just
Please,
started.
sir, please.
Yeah.
Hey, just offline question, Prashant. Where did you get all these icons of AWS, man?
So this is available into the AWS website, and I will do the WhatsApp that website link.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So thing is like that. If suppose you want to persist your stream continuously into the Redshift, so you need to write a lot of means like coding here. You need to run your own Kubernetes here. You need to go for Docker image, and then you need to connect with means like you need to expose your REST endpoint. Then REST endpoint will get call, and then your Kafka. You can put the Kafka here. Then you need to uh, put the consumer here. So one question was there like why is it a replacement of Kafka? So means like suppose here you are keeping a Kafka, then you need to have the consumer written by yourself, and then you need to process that and you need to write it to the Redshift. So it's like too much development effort is here required here. But in these conditions, what you are doing, just plug and play model is there. You are just in few clicks you are creating your Kinesis system, you are connecting with Firehose, you are configuring your Firehose to Redshift, or you are as well as you can also connect with your S3 bucket. So here is the S3
So
bucket.
basically, if you want to if you want to store a raw data which is coming into the stream, we can directly put it in a S3. But if you want to perform any ETL type of job, right, where the transformation is done by Firehouse, then we can directly put it into the Redshift because Redshift would be your main data warehouse. Is it a fair
Exactly
understanding?
right. So here I can mention as the raw data. Yeah. So generally people do for that auditing purpose as well, so that what was your raw data and what was your transform data. So here you can also do the transform. Uh, yeah. Apart from that, here you can go for let me go for a BI tool. So they are having a very good BI tool, that is the QuickSight. So I will just add one more icon here. Now here what will happen like that, you are just connecting the QuickSight here. So QuickSight is nothing, you are analyzing the data from the Redshift, you are analyzing the data from S3 bucket. So you can miss like 1 second. Na? So basically the QuickSight is nothing but a complete BI package, like we are having the Power BI kind of tool, na? And yeah, in second semester we also completed one of the BI tool. So just like that, we are having the QuickSight, and here user can means like analyze the data, and in between we can just have yeah, we can have just a Athena.
Yeah, hi Prashant. That quick site we can use for analyzing, right?
Yes,
Right?
complete analysis you can do it with QuickSight. And main thing is like that, it is serverless. Serverless in the sense, if you are using, then only you are paying. If you are not using, you are not paying basically. So yeah, forget about this icon. Yeah.
So
One small
if you have a
question.
continuous data stream, right, then
Yeah.
this second option of creating Lambda as a replacement of
Stream.
Firehouse might not work or might not suit properly, correct?
Perfect. So there
So,
is
like that one
a
question. So,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like that one question. If you are using Lambda means we need to code everything, right? First.
Uh,
Another thing is,
yeah, yeah,
another question is, see here in the previous, the first design, we have a firehouse as a queue.
yeah.
Like that, how do you maintain the queue? Because millions of data will come, how Lambda will do parallel processing, or or what is the technology behind that?
Yeah. So here, like, suppose means like data was like 1 GB of data it was getting per hour. Just for an example, it was per hour. It was getting 1 GB of data. It was smoothly. It was writing. Then suddenly the load increased, and load is saying that in the 1 hour I am getting around 200 GB of data. Okay. So AWS does the auto scaling. I will go in more detail how it does the auto scaling, and it will support the terabytes of data. So it will do the parallel processing completely inside behind the picture. You no need to configure anything. But if suppose you are already know that okay, per hour I will get around 200 GB of data, you can also provision it in the advance. It means like you will say like that to AWS, I need this much amount of RAM for my data. Otherwise you can just simply say like that, okay, I want to go for on demand only. On demand in the sense, the Kinesis is keep on getting a data. After that is realizing like flood is coming, then it will increase the infrastructure. So infrastructure is completely about the scalability, and it does the auto scaling. So there is no problem at all about the Firehouse, about the Kinesis as well.
Prashant,
So
Uh,
what it will do, Lambda also it should auto scale, right? Because it's a managed service serverless architecture. But
Yeah.
it seems cost is going to be much higher than
Yeah.
Firehouse actually.
So Firehouse cost
okay.
compared to Lambda means like we should not compare. Reason is that it's like managed services, but Lambda is like having the threshold problem. So for an example, if you are having a batch is coming and batch is received by the Lambda, you are doing some kind of processing. Okay, you are doing the transformation in the Lambda. Okay, but here like you are not doing any kind of transformation, but you are joining the queries by using the SQL, and you are transforming and just dumping into the Redshift. So both cannot be correlated. Sometimes you need a Lambda, sometimes you don't need. But suppose for an example, if you talk about that the cost, so Lambda is basically extreme cheaper. Lambda cost is, I don't know why I'm not able to hide this.
But number of, I mean, it depend on number of execution, correct? So here, let's say we are getting 200 GB of data. That means the Lambda script will be executed by 2 multiplied by 10 raised to 9, correct?
Yeah, actually, Lambda can be processed by the batches as well. In one batch, suppose you are processing 100 record, then of course you can go for the one Lambda execution. But
But then it won't be event driven. I mean, again, my understanding is limited on this. But what I learn is Lambda is, it need a trigger point. Something need to trigger the Lambda, correct?
yeah, we will do the live means like demo on it. We will do that. How it works. And this is the cost about Lambda. So you can see that per GBs it is costing this much. So basically it is 4 times 0 1 6. Yeah, this is the right one. So 1 million requests, it is just costing you the $0.2, which is extreme cheaper. But in case of Firehose, there is a cost like $1 $2 per day, irrespective of the
I see.
processing. So cost wise, like cost wise, and as well as the auto scale is, uh, we decide that okay, which one we need to choose here, as well as the requirement like we need to transform the data or not. So ETL is complete about that. You are standardizing, you are normalizing, you are doing transformation. So all those things are required. But sometimes what happen? Okay, whatever the data is coming, I don't want to create the backlog. Dump it to my S3 bucket. I don't care like during the STM time. It's like means like I want to analyze or not. I just want to be available all this data. There is a zero data loss here, and then if suppose I want to transform here, I can do that. And this is like that during the stream time. I am doing the transformation. So there is a one more picture like this one we can check. Yeah. So here I dump all the data into my S3 bucket, and yeah, then after that here I can go for one more design. Let me go for EMR here. So now we are having the 3 design. Yeah, this one I will take as the, yeah, this one take as the EMR. Yeah, so here what exactly I am doing, I am using the, okay, I should not use the word EMR. EMR is that AWS specific. So take it as a Hadoop ecosystem, Hadoop big data processing. So what I am doing here, I am just saying that okay, whatever data is coming from the consumer, you just dump to the S3 bucket, and then I am running my job here after like 1 hour in the interval, and I am saying that okay, now I have done the transformation and everything, and now I will dump to my another S3 bucket. Oh, we are having hardly, I don't know, it's like it will get disconnected or how it is. Anyone having any idea? Hello?
Yeah, say it again, Prashant.
That Zoom time will expire in 40 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, we
it
can
says.
reconnect. I think once it is expired, we can reconnect. Just check. Probably you can extend it also.
Okay. So here I was trying to say like that this is my transform data. So hope now everything is clear. In the first, I am saying that okay, I am transforming based on that schema, but not doing much task here, and just dumping into the Redshift. Raw data I am dumping to the S3 bucket so that auditing can be done, and here the user can come and they can do the analysis task. Here I am just processing on the fly.
What is the icon before? What is the icon before QuickSight?
This one you can ignore. Basically, it is the Athena come glue. So this does basically.
Oh, it's a glue.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Athena, but it inside that it works with the glue. It is useful for QuickSight basically. So
Prashant, do we really need Athena between Redshift and QuickSight? Like QuickSight can directly connect to Redshift, right?
Actually, a thing is like that. Okay.
Athena is mainly used for querying S3 files.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
It is correct, but sometimes what happened now, like we want to do the schema evaluation for Redshift. So Redshift having 4 schema, but if you want to do the schema evaluation or join, then we can use the glue and Athena in between, and then we can pump to the QuickSight. So basically, suppose means like Redshift is like your production, and here I want to just create the required data and dumping it to my one of S3 bucket, and then Athena will work. So that means like QuickSight will not directly call to your Redshift basically. So okay, it is creating confusion, so I will just keep it here. Then it will not be any confusion. Okay.
So it's basically categorize the S3 data, right? So that we can make the SQL like query and
Exactly.
get the meaningful insight out of it.
Yeah, everything you can do it here. Everything you can do it here. Then QuickSight you can have the dashboard. You can view the data just like is the Power BI and Tableau. So it's a replacement of Tableau. You can say that.
So it can be anything, right? It can be a QuickSight, Tableau, or the
Anything,
Power BI or any other.
Yeah.
Not Glue actually. Glue is an ETL service. So
Actually, we
it's
say
not a
it's
reporting tool.
glue job.
Okay.
So
Yes.
yeah. So it's the glue job. Glue job is required for discovering the schema. Okay. Can we just go on that AWS now?
So glue is like Autosys.
I don't know about the Autosys basically.
Glue is like basically Informatica or Talent ETL service.
ATL service, yeah. This is the ATL. Yeah, Autosys I'm not aware. Yeah, but this is the ATL service basically. And Athena is just on the top
Prashant,
of-
one question.
Yeah.
I think my understanding for Glue is it just create basically a schema for data we have stored in the S3 because we are storing the objects within the S3, right? It's a file.
I will.
So the data within the file.
Yeah. I will demo it so that it will be clear. Okay. Actually, Glue is used for multiple.
I have a quick question. Why we are passing the data from Hadoop to S3 again?
So basically, what is happening here? We are having multiple jobs are running inside the big data, and these jobs are fetching the data from S3 buckets. These are the raw data. Then complete transform data. So for an example, suppose I am collecting the data from multiple hospitals. One hospital is giving me the height into the centimeter. Another hospital is giving me data in height into inches or feet, something like that. So in the raw data, you are having the inch unit as well and centimeter unit as well. So these my job are transforming and standardizing the data and keeping it here.
And we can directly pump in the transform data from Hadoop directly to the data warehouse also, correct?
Data warehouse, this is the data warehouse. Here I did this. This we covered already. Redshift is also considered as a data warehouse.
Yeah, means we can directly pump in into the Redshift also from
Yeah.
Hadoop.
So this was the first design. This is the second design. This is the third design basically. So yeah, all 3 designs I tried.
So the reason I asked that, right? Then do we have any specific differences between the EMR and Firehouse? actually?
Yeah, yeah. There is a big difference is that in the big data you can process a big chunk quickly, and here you are having a good amount of controls. It's completely based on your code. Whatever code you are writing to transform the data, to standardize the data, to normalize the data, flatten the data, multiple tasks you can do it here, but here you are having the limited scope. You cannot complete transformation or complete standardization you cannot do. So for an example, today data is coming for hospital 1, tomorrow data is coming for hospital 2, and next to next day, uh, it's like you cannot keep into the firehouse for 2 days data and transforming and keeping it here. But here what is happening, you are running the job after 2 days and you are saying that, "Okay, I already got the data from hospital 1 and hospital 2, I want to join and I want to transform the data." Here you are having a big control because you are running in the particular interval. You know that, okay, I need to I aggregated the data for 30 days or 15 days or 7 days. Now I want to process this data, 7 days data, and I want to transform it, so I can join it. But here you can't do that. You are not having that amount of control basically.
Got it. So it's basically the difference between that batch processing and stream processing use
Uh,
case what
yeah,
our
yeah, yeah,
sir has
yeah.
said.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. Give me 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I hope we can. Okay. So one more thing here, like I'm not including here, like we should not send data directly to the Kinesis. Multiple layers comes in between, like WAF and other things, firewall, API, gateway. So multiple things are there. Okay. So if this is clear, so I will just jump to uh,
Yeah, Prashant, one question,
yeah.
Prashant. So can we send the stream data directly to Firehouse?
This data to Firehouse.
Directly to Firehouse? Is that possible? Like seeing the
Yeah.
document from the second scenario, they
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
sending
This one
some
you can send
stream data
directly.
to.
Yeah, this one you can send directly,
Okay.
but you cannot analyze it. So there is one more thing here. So
Others, can you please mute?
yeah,
It's
someone
too
is
much
yeah.
background noise.
So what is happening?
Prashant, mute everyone.
Okay.
Yes, I think people joined, but they don't.
Okay,
Uh,
give me 1 minute. Yeah, Charan was making noise. I think now it is fine.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
yes.
So one thing, yeah, someone asked me that, okay, why not we can just directly dump to the fire hose here. So thing is like that we can do that, but major part is that we will lose that capability of Kinesis stream. So Kinesis stream is basically having the other features like SQL queries. You can fire the SQL queries there. So give me one, yeah. So this one I will take data analysis. So I will lose this feature if I am directly using the Firehose. I can dump, but this part I am just keeping it here. So this is very useful part which I don't want to lose. So I will go with this design.
So this Kinesis singly have all the streams as well as kinetic data analytics,
Yeah.
both in a single thing, right? Am I right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
here I want to analyze the data. Analyze and the data means like I want to fire a query, I want to join the stream, I can do the enrichment as well. So there was one more question, when you are going to use the Kinesis over the Firehose. So this is the main reason. I can do the 7 days retention here. If suppose my Firehose having that maintenance activity or something, I'm not losing any data here. So means like data can reside for the 7 days, even though my fare is in the maintenance or I'm doing some kind of other development activities and I don't want to. Uh, uh, So AWS cost you based on that whatever you are provisioning. So Kinesis is like that. Even though if you are not using, it will charge you because there is a warm up instance. But suppose the means like data source are increasing and there is a big flood and auto scaling. It is saying that okay, there is a single stream, but you are having the huge amount of data which is coming. I am going for the auto scaling, so charge will increase. So you can go with the single stream if suppose you are having the same kind of data, but charge will be based on that how much infrastructure is being provisioned. So I will include I will cover here. Give me 1 minute only. Give me 1 minute. I'm just saving. So I will just go ahead with the other approach. You are having a Kinesis here, then you are having a Lambda, and yeah. So here you are having the API gateway. So and then you are having finally, then you are having the finally WAF. So WAF is again one more thing. Let me put the API gateway here. So yeah, this is an API gateway.
Prashant bro, we also consider using the Flink also there, so we can understand the difference between Lambda and Flink.
Yeah, I will cover. So
Yeah.
Bro, can you discuss, bro?
Yeah.
Can you discuss question number 5 also for the assignment? How that can be done?
Yeah.
If possible, if possible.
Yeah, everything we will cover. But just I was thinking, if suppose we can start that directly that this part, AWS part. If you guys are interested, we can do the hands-on right now, so that most of the things will be clear.
That's it.
Please.
So I'll just finish my question, right? So
Yeah.
for the consumption of the Kinesis servers, you always have to go via API gateway route, is it?
It depends basically. Why I prefer the API gateway, because it having the lot of advantages, but depends upon the technical attitude how they are designing and what are their requirement. API gateway having some other disadvantages as well, like timeout and other things. So you can have the elastic IP address here, then you can expose to the CloudFront net. So there are the multiple approaches that do. You can expose your Lambda as a microservice endpoint. You can do so. Multiple designs are there. It depends upon that how the technicalities is designing based on the requirement. So here you
And the gateway you prefer because we can implement all those additional policies and authentication
right.
authorization on the
So
API.
automatically, if I am getting everything from the API gateway, then I no need to reinvent the wheel. So
Right.
many things are motivated.
No, I was just wondering, can we directly consume Kinesis? Let's say I have a
You can do that.
IoT. I have some sensors which is generating a data stream, right?
Yeah,
So
you can directly connect Kinesis with your yeah. Directly connect. There is no problem at all.
okay.
So I'm just mentioning this arrow based on that connectivity basically. So don't get confused. It's all about the connectivity. So this producer is connecting through the Lambda, through the API gateway directly. There is no problem at all. Depends upon that how the technicality is designing it.
So where exactly we are putting that service, whether it's in the private zone or public zone,
Yeah.
within our
Yeah.
got it.
In between, they can put the Databricks as well. So Databricks can come in the picture. So okay, we will go ahead with okay. So I have logged into the North Virginia region. Yeah, North Virginia region here. I think most of us are means like knowing about the AWS Cloud Console, correct? It's fine to start from here.
Yes. We know.
Okay, so yeah, in the AWS console I have logged in, and here I am going with Lambda. So basically, Lambda is nothing but a serverless service by the AWS. It's completely managed. I don't know what issue I am facing. Lambda service is currently. Is it like you guys are also facing this issue? Treatment it is coming.
Change the
big issue
region,
for
maybe.
AWS, right?
You
Seems
guys are
it is
also
not
facing
finding.
this. Sorry.
Change the reason, maybe.
No.
Now I'm saying it is big issue for AWS itself.
That
It
is
is,
true. Yeah, that is
yeah, it is no longer serverless now, it seems.
Okay, let me change the browser.
Prashant, are you recording this second session also?
Yeah, I am recording. I started the recording, but I don't know some issue or other issue I am facing. Give me 1 minute only. I will change the browser itself if it is not working. Might be sometimes the cache and other things cause the issue.
एमटेक वाले तो पागल अरे ऐसे इन्होंने अपना अभी सेशन रख दिया
Somehow it is working, but not that much smooth. So I'm just creating the lambda first.
क्यों खींचने रहा
Yeah, I'm getting some.
Rahul, can you mute, please?
Yeah.
इसका पहनना क्या करूं कैसे पहनेगी इतना
Okay. Yeah, so this is the lambda here. I'm just creating one lambda. So I need a producer for Genesis. Okay. And I'm just taking the Python version, anything like 3.9. And yeah, so here it is the IAM policies. I'm creating a new policy. This one I think we all are aware. If not, then it is very simple. Just log into your AWS and then just create the function. So this function I am just creating as a producer. So in my design here, this producer I am just replacing with the lambda. Sorry. So this lambda will become my producer. So here is my producer. So producer is nothing but lambda. I want to just send the data to Kinesis. Okay. It's fine. I'm able to explain. Hello?
Yeah.
yes it's understood yeah
Yes, this one lambda is ready. I am just testing it. Okay. Let's just test. Yeah. So here you can see that I created one lambda and now it is deployed and it is able to execute the code whatever I am having. In meanwhile, just create one Kinesis stream. It should work fine. I hope we finger crossed. Come on, yeah, somehow it's working. Yeah, so I'm creating the Kinesis data stream and okay. Okay, I'm just
Give it your name, bro. Give it your name.
Yeah,
That would be easy.
Yeah. So there was one question here, like how the AWS cost means AWS cost us based on that usage and other things. So one thing, if suppose already you are aware that I will get a flood of input data, then definitely you should go with the provisioned one so that it will not create any kind of backlog. So provisioned here, you can customize it. You can customize about the provision SAR and other things. SAR is nothing but like partition kind of things, and you can evaluate your requirement based on the SAR estimator. If you will click on the SAR estimator, it will give you the more detail, like recommendation is 1 or 2, like average record size in the one SAR, it will come with the 1024. So everything you can define here. Provision is very helpful when you are already aware that okay, this much amount of data I will get during this period, and I want to increase the SAR as well. You can increase it by having a cron job and something else. Cron job means like it isn't
No.
much even.
One question, bro.
Yeah.
The read and write capacity will be 2 MB and 1 MB respectively for each chart,
It's not for
or we can increase or decrease it.
Yeah, that is the call like provisioned ones. Basically, provisioned one
Okay.
is always expensive, and it's always available. Available in the sense means like
Okay.
AWS will give you the dedicated one.
Okay.
And Yeah, so I will not go with the provision one because it is very expensive. It's expensive. I'll just go with the
Definitely,
default one.
definitely.
Yeah, I'll go with the default one. It's giving me good amount of read and write like 200 MB and this much per second. Advantage of on demand is that if suppose the data is increasing in the night time or daytime, you are not aware, automatically it will scale, but it will take a little bit longer time. That's all. There is not much
Okay.
difference.
Okay.
And now I'm going with create the data stream. So my data stream is already created. Okay, it will take a little bit time. It is in the process. Yeah, active on demand Prasant. Okay, and I'm just copying this. Yeah. So this lambda I am using as a producer to produce some data and dump it to the Kinesis. So I'm just taking the code already I am having handy. So yeah, this code is for creating the JSON object. So I'm just creating the JSON object. Here I'm saying that in my list I am having that JSON object is name is Scott and name is Larry, and now here I am creating a session. So I will explain in the detail as well. Yeah, so here I am having the session. I think it is being easier or it is being now tough or how it is being interested or not. It's fine.
Bro, which editor is this
Editor, this
that you
one.
are which you are writing into?
Yeah, right now I'm writing here this one.
Oh yes, yes. Dot py. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
here I am just creating. I am just using a Boto3 API here. Okay, and
Okay.
yeah, import Boto3, import JSON. There's two I am taking. Okay. So Boto3 API is given by the AWS SDK, and I'm just saying that okay, give me the client for Kinesis. You can put S3 as well if you need S3, and here I'm just giving my stream name. So this API is provided by the SDK. I'm not doing anything new, and I'm just providing that stream name is my stream, and yeah, partition key generally we need to provide. The reason is that here I want to uniquely identify what is my data. So Scott is my partition and Larry is my partition. So I'm just going with the name. So there is a small code. I'm not going in detail about this code. Just I want to show that okay how we are producing the data and dumping to the
So
stream.
this lambda need to be configured with the right policies for the Kinesis, or it
Yeah.
has to capture any role to access the stream.
Yeah. So here you got the error that access denied exception while put record operation user uh, producer Kinesis. So you got that is not authorized. So this lambda is not
Okay.
authorized to put the data into the Kinesis. So I will just go to the quickly in permission. I will go to my IAM policies. So right now, this producer must have the put privileges, but it will take permission policies. Okay, no worries. Give me 1 minute. So I will add the policy here. Give me 1 minute. My browser is not behaving properly today. I don't know what it is.
This is browser's problem, I think, no?
Yeah, this is the browser problem.
Because your system is configured with 64 GB RAM, I think, as you told.
I think it's doing weird.
This is
Okay,
not
no
RAM.
problem. I will just change to the stream producer. Give me 1 minute. Yeah. So basically, I just changed the IAM yeah, execution rule. I have changed it. This execution rule already having Kinesis full access. Somehow means like I am not able to change it. So I will just go and test it again. I will change the browser. Yeah, so I just changed the IM policy, and someone asked me that, yeah, if suppose we are not giving the IM policies, then definitely it will give you the access denied. So I use the existing another role which already is associated with the Kinesis full access. So here you can see that I put the data, and I'm just printing the response here. So this is my response. Okay, so when I put the data, I just get the response. So response is saying that, okay, your data is in this SARD ID, this is the SARD ID, and this record went to this SARD ID basically. Okay, and now, okay, yeah, maybe we will just go to Kinesis now. Yeah, so there is a total data stream is 1, which we created as a Prasant Thakre. It is active, it is on demand. Okay, and now the data is here inside that Kinesis.
One question, bro.
Yeah.
If we keep this active for long, will we be charged by Kinesis
Yeah.
servers?
Yeah. You must have to keep it active because you don't know in the production when the data will come.
So we have to delete it every time.
Yeah, means like, yeah, you must have to delete it. Delete it, yeah, definitely. You can try by making it inactive, but you can't do that, I think. Yeah, you must have to delete
No, you have to delete it, yes.
Yeah. Any question here? Means like we just created one producer and
Can you explain the whole process in short once again, because
yeah. So
please.
Yeah, basically what exactly I did, I created the Kinesis here, okay, and I created one Lambda. Lambda is nothing but this is the outside of the world. Someone is sending the data to my Kinesis. So just I use the Kinesis in my AWS environment to make it easier, and this guy is sending the data. Yeah. So Kinesis is storing all the data here. Okay.
Now, what do we mean by Kinesis here? Streams or videos or everything?
Anything you can.
Anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are already having all the data is available here in the Kinesis.
No, this is just a stream. So with stream we can mean with the videos and stream itself.
Yeah.
But what that symbol Kinesis is representing here in your diagram? Because it is a data stream. It's a data store this time. Oh, data store. That's
data stream.
Data stream. That's all.
Yeah. Data
means not video stream, neither analytics, neither firehose, nothing like that. It's purely a stream.
No. So basically, Kinesis is a big infrastructure. Inside that, there are some services running. These services are capable to consume the data from the producer and keeping with it for 7 days. But in between, any consumer is coming, they can also consume the data. So let me.
Bro, that I know. But all the 4 services can do that. Means
so it is a data stream that can support any type of data, audio, video, text, or anything.
Okay. Now clear.
Audio, video, text, anything you can send. It will be here. It will be here. So you no need to write a single code.
Okay, bro.
Just I wrote this code for that only for sending the data because I don't have the producer ready. Now I am just creating one more Lambda, and that Lambda is basically for retrieving the data from Kinesis. So this architecture we will cover this one. So what exactly I am doing? This is the Lambda. So Lambda will become a consumer here.
Can we do small analytics in Kinesis? Is it possible?
Yes, you can do that. We will cover that part as well. So I'm just writing the consumer and the
creating Lambda means creating a function only, huh?
Yeah, creating a function, but AWS is providing me the environment, yeah, complete a Linux box kind of things it is providing me, so that I can run my code there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just taking the existing rule. Yeah, today I don't know what is the problem with my AWS. Yeah, so I created one consumer here, and now I want to consume the data basically from the Kinesis. So let me, I'm having the code ready so that we will not spend more time. Yeah, okay, give me 1 minute. It's not from the, okay, so instead of put record, we can just use the get record here and we can retrieve the data. Okay, but before that, give me 1 minute. Okay, so let me go to my Kinesis. Give me 1 minute. Before that, we will just go for that. What is the Kinesis analysis? So if you will go here in the Kinesis main page, home page, here it will say that you can create the Kinesis stream. You can create the data firehouse. You can do the data analytics. So just one question someone asked that we can do the analytics or not. Yes, you can do the analytics when the data is in the stream. I'm just going for delivery stream. Right now I don't have any delivery stream. I'm just going to create one delivery stream. Okay. Create a data stream here. Okay, there is one more data stream I'm going to create. Give me 1 minute only, na? Come on, man. Yeah, so here you can see that there are the lot of type of consumer here. One is like Amazon Kinesis data analysis, data firehouse, Amazon client library. Suppose I am just clicking here process with delivery stream. So this design we are going to complete this design. Okay. Hello.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So and one more thing, like this design where data analysis can be done here. So then I can go for that this process. So let me try one by one. So here I can use the Flink. Flink is generally useful for data analytics. So I need a glue database here. It must have to be created. Kinesis internally use the glue database basically. So I need to create one more glue database. So let me add here.
Is it relational or?
It will discover the basically it will discover schema.
Okay.
So
No. This database is like relational or no SQL.
You can put the NoSQL, but before that, okay. So here you can see like I am having the JSON structure. This one is the JSON structure data, name, website. So basically, it will become a relational kind of.
Okay.
3 column and yeah, the multiple rows will come here. So someone asked me here related
But Prashant, can we call Glue a database because it does not store data; it's just a metadata, right?
Yeah, that is true. We should not.
Yeah,
call it
that's just the
database.
structure of the data actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
metadata. It's metadata.
Not relational. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
metadata.
Okay, sir. Got it.
I just.
It just keep the information of different databases. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just creating the Flink, but my glue will be useful for the schema discovery and other parts. So here I was just saying something. Someone asked me like why we are using the glue here. So yeah. and meanwhile I will also create, yeah, so that is successfully created. Okay, so before that I will just go for quickly SQL application. Okay, this is the legacy one, but it's very handy. You can play with that Kinesis SQL. Yeah, this one you can use it at any time. This is very good. And here I am just waiting for make it ready. Come on. Yeah, it's ready. Yeah, yesterday is ready. I am just configuring with my stream, and now everything will be ready for you. Like yeah, so I'm just taking this stream I created. Okay, I just added here. Now I am discovering the schema. Okay, what exactly I did, I created the Flink application. In the Flink application, for so basically in my stream data is coming, I want to analyze the data. For that I am just using one of them, streaming application analytics, or I am using the SQL application. So second option I am choosing here. Now I click on the discover schema. So let me send the data first. Okay, test. Yeah, it's discovering, it will take some time. Let me send more data.
So do we need to specify that we are processing a JSON data so it will automatically
No,
discover?
you no need to
We don't have to
mention
specify.
anything.
So if I define it as a JSON and then okay, we are sending it as JSON, but sometime we pass the audio or video, but even though still we are using SQL application to query that, how that will work in that case.
It does the auto
Will that work?
discovery.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah, right now you can see that it discovered whatever the data I sent. So here it discovered name, website. So it discovered that okay, this is the Scott Larry. So this
Okay.
is, everything has been discovered. Now I
Okay,
can
got
save
it.
the changes, and so this part is covered completely. This part is covered. You analyze the data. You can enrich the data as well if you want to enrich real-time analysis. Hello, someone asking something? Hello?
No, carry on, bro.
Okay. So yeah, I was just trying to say like that here you can configure the reference data, you can do the join, you can send this data to the S3 bucket. You are having some JSON object or anything in your S3 bucket, you can use the join query. So multiple tasks you can do it here only. Okay. One more thing I was just checking to show you guys, and that was, yeah, so add SQL from templates. So here if I will go enrichment, okay, give me 1 minute. So here you are having the multiple type of ready-made queries available. So for an example, if suppose I want to join, so here I can join. So it is simply saying that use the current stream, okay, then join with the existing perm and insert into the another stream. So basically it is just an example, but example is saying that with the help of SQL application, this part I can do the data enrichment. So there was a question like that, how we can do the data enrichment and other things. Yes, in the SQL, yeah, in that Kinesis stream, it is providing such kind of functionality where you can do the data streaming and everything.
Yeah, one question, bro.
Yeah.
Data enrichment is a kind of data updation or something like that.
This is the data enrichment. Data enrichment is like it is very useful. Suppose you are getting only three records you are getting always, name, website, and from. But
Okay.
suppose you want to add that, okay, suppose name is Scott, then department is missing in your input data. Input data
Okay.
department is missing, so I will add department is IT.
Okay.
So I enriching the data.
Okay.
I received the data, this one record I got, okay, and this one
Okay.
record I got, but something I am missing, but I am knowing. Client told me that, producer told me that, okay, we don't have, we are not sending you, but we know that if suppose name is coming Scott, then he belong to the ID department. This is the master data, and you enrich it. Why I should send you again and again?
Okay.
So we can enrich the data by using
And
this.
enriching is modifying the data or something like modifying on the go.
No,
Yeah,
it's a derivatives, right? Mostly it's
Yes.
used for derivation. So
Derivation.
from the output you got from your query, right? If
Okay.
you to derive something, that
Okay.
you will do as an enrichment actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this call will again finish in few minutes. I don't know what is happening. Next time definitely I will do in the Google Meet. So this part I completed. Okay. If you guys having any question, you can ask me. So analytics can be done by Flink, can be done by the legacy SQL queries. Is there any question on it?
Yes. With Flink, we can do only analytics. That's all.
Yeah, analyst is the big thing. No? It's like yeah.
No. I mean, Flink is used for anything else other than analytics.
No, only the data
Okay.
analytics purpose we generally use. Yeah. So I can just create the streaming application. I can add and I can do that. How to increase this one? I don't know. Within 5 minutes it will get over. So basically I was just trying to say if I will go to data stream and then 1 minute, come on. And now I am just completing the next part. Next part is this one. Adding the Firehouse and sending it to the Redshift or S3 bucket. So I am clicking on the application and then I am adding to the Amazon Kinesis data Firehouse. Here I can just create destination will be my S3 bucket. Okay. And source is my Kinesis data stream. Okay. You can also directly put to the Firehouse. So here there someone was asking that can we put directly to Firehouse or not. So yes, we can do that. So here I am saying that this is my stream and S3 bucket. I am just browsing and okay, I am just existing. I am using. Okay. And you can add the multiple other things like prefix and advanced setting. You can do that. I'm quickly finishing within 4 minutes. So it will create. It is creating the delay. It is creating the Firehouse. Unable to create the try again. I don't know what is happening to my browser today.
Prashant, how can we call Scala into this?
Yeah, I will tell. So Flink support Scala. I think Flink support Scala. Yeah, this through the Flink you can do that. Yeah, through the Flink you can do that. So this is created. This one is basically Amazon Firehouse. Okay, and this means like you will not see much on this. This is just the kind of not that much enriched UI basically. Okay, so yeah, but you can revisit that. Okay, this is connected to this one. You can check the configuration. This is the S3 bucket where data will get dumped. Okay, and now I will execute my Lambda, my producer. Okay. Yeah, so I'm keep on clicking so that just trying to simulate like streaming data in the interval of millisecond or second something. Okay, so now the design is this much. So design is this one. This is the producer send data to Kinesis. We did the analysis. We configure Firehouse with the S3 bucket and we connected Firehouse to Kinesis. Okay. And now we will go to the S3 bucket. generally it takes longer time to dump into the S3 bucket because it does in the batches. So let me do it few more times.
Prashant, where exactly this Amazon Kinesis analytics comes into?
So yeah, here the data is coming and data mentioned like data is coming like name is Scott, website is this, and from this one, but one more field is missing here. Okay, and that is coming from database, and I know that one field is missing here, so I am doing the analytics here and I am doing the enrichment. Data is enriched now, and now my Firehose get the enriched data. In is it means like means like even means like if I don't want to enrich the data, I want to just the analyze, so it is coming here only. So I just showed in that yeah, just few minutes before I showed. Now let me check the data here. We are having less than 1 minute and Amazon killed me today. Too much issues. Yeah, come on.
Prashant,
Yeah.
what kind of analysis will do the Flink? What kind of analysis we usually do?
It's the same like whatever we were doing through the SQL queries. Yeah, through the SQL queries we were doing few minutes before, na? You can achieve with the Flink. More than that, basically. More than that, you
No,
can achieve.
it's like the kind of reporting or something. The analysis, the data analysis will do or something.
Yeah, data.
What we exactly
will
will
not
do?
do the
Data.
reporting and other things. You can just bare minimum level. You can check that what kind of data is coming, and can I join the two batches in the one batches? Yeah. So it's not like a dashboard. खत्म हो गई meeting.